A struggling young man receives a meal from a kind stranger. Years later, now successful, he's shocked to find the same man in need. Uncovering a heartbreaking truth, he repays the kindness in a way that changes both their lives forever. Before we jump into this incredible story, drop a comment, let us know where you're watching from. And if you enjoy this video, be sure to subscribe for more. Nathan sat in the corner booth of a rundown diner, staring at the crumpled menu in his trembling hands. He hadn't eaten in 2 days, and hunger gnawed at him like a relentless beast. His worn-out jacket barely shielded him from the cold draft seeping through the cracked windows. He was down to his last few dollars, barely enough for a cup of coffee. But as he scanned the menu, his stomach protested. He needed food. Real food. The waitress, a tired-looking woman in her 50s, approached with a soft smile. "What can I get you, sweetheart?" Nathan hesitated. He didn't want to admit that all he could afford was the cheapest thing on the menu. He cleared his throat. "Just a coffee, please." Before the waitress could turn, a deep voice interrupted. "I'll cover his meal. Get him whatever he wants." Nathan turned, startled. A man in a dark suit sat at the counter, his face partially obscured by shadows. He looked wealthy, too wealthy for a place like this. His presence alone seemed out of place. Nathan's heart pounded. Why would a stranger pay for his meal? Nathan turned to get a better look at the man who had just paid for his meal. The stranger had sharp, calculating eyes, ones that seemed to see right through him. His suit was crisp, expensive, and his posture carried the air of someone in control. Nathan hesitated. I appreciate it. But why?" The man gave a small smile, barely noticeable. "You look like you need it." The waitress, hearing no objections, scribbled down the order and disappeared into the kitchen. Nathan felt a mix of gratitude and suspicion. He had met kind people before, but rarely without a catch. He studied the man's face, trying to place if he had seen him before. "You from around here?" Nathan asked, testing the waters. The man took a sip of his black coffee before answering. "Not exactly." Something about the way he said it sent a chill down Nathan's spine. The man finally turned fully toward Nathan, extending a hand. "Elias." Nathan shook it, the grip firm and cold. "Nathan." Elias nodded, as if he already knew. Before Nathan could ask anything else, the waitress returned with a plate of steaming food, eggs, bacon, toast. It had been so long since Nathan had a proper meal that he barely remembered what a full plate looked like. "Thank you," Nathan said again, more sincerely this time. Elias simply nodded. "Enjoy." Nathan started eating, but he couldn't shake the feeling that Elias was watching him closely, as if evaluating something. As Nathan finished his meal, he expected Elias to leave, but instead, the man remained seated, watching him with unreadable eyes. "You had a rough time lately?" Elias asked casually, but there was something about the way he said it, as if he already knew the answer. Nathan hesitated. He wasn't the kind to spill his life story to strangers, but there was something oddly compelling about Elias. "Yeah," Nathan admitted. "Lost my job. Lost my home. Trying to figure things out." Elias nodded slowly. "And you're not the type to ask for help?" Nathan stiffened. "No, I'm not." For a long moment, Elias said nothing. Then he reached into his coat pocket and pulled out a folded bill. He slid it across the table. Nathan's eyes widened. $100 bill. "I don't." "Take it," Elias interrupted. "Consider it an investment." Nathan frowned. "Investment in what?" Elias smiled. "Your future." Nathan hesitated before picking up the money. It felt like a lifeline, yet also like a test. "What's the catch?" he asked, narrowing his eyes. Elias leaned forward slightly. "No catch. Just a belief that sometimes the right push can change someone's life." Nathan didn't buy it. No one gave away money without expecting something in return. Still, he needed it. With a sigh, he stuffed the bill into his pocket. "Thanks." Elias smiled, finishing his coffee. "I have a feeling we'll see each other again." Then, just like that, he stood up and left. Nathan watched Elias disappear into the night, his expensive shoes clicking against the pavement. Who was he? And why did he help him? Nathan had met his fair share of con men, but Elias didn't seem like one. He seemed different. But one thing was certain, this wouldn't be the last time he saw him. Nathan sat at the diner booth long after Elias had left, absently running his fingers over the crisp bill in his pocket. $100 wasn't enough to change his life, but it was enough to buy some time. A motel room, a meal or two, maybe even a bus ticket out of town. But something about it unsettled him. Elias hadn't seemed like a man throwing away charity. He had a purpose, a reason. Nathan had spent enough time on the streets to know that nothing came for free. Still, he had no choice but to use the money. The neon sign of a rundown motel flickered in the distance. Nathan paid for a night's stay, cheap, but better than sleeping outside. He locked the door behind him and collapsed onto the stiff mattress, exhaustion pulling at his body. But even as sleep crept in, his mind kept replaying the encounter. Elias's sharp eyes, the way he spoke like he knew Nathan's past, his future. Nathan didn't believe in fate, but something told him this meeting wasn't random. Nathan woke with a start, heart pounding. A nightmare. Or a memory. A dark alley. Heavy footsteps behind him. The glint of something metallic in the moonlight. He shook the image away. That was a different life. A different time. But old ghosts never stayed buried for long. Nathan checked out of the motel the next morning, stepping into the crisp air. Something made him glance down at his feet. A small envelope lay just outside his door. He bent down, picking it up cautiously. No name, no address. Just a plain white envelope sealed tight. His stomach twisted. Who knew he was here? And more importantly, what was inside? Nathan slipped into an alley before opening the envelope, heart hammering. Inside was a single folded note. You're not as lost as you think. Meet me at the old train yard at midnight. No signature. No explanation. But somehow, he already knew who had left it. Elias. Nathan had two options: ignore the note and disappear, or go to the train yard and find out what Elias really wanted. Logic told him to walk away, but something deep inside wouldn't let him. This wasn't just about a free meal anymore. Elias knew something, and Nathan needed to find out what. At midnight, the train yard was eerily silent. Rusted tracks stretched into the darkness, abandoned freight cars casting long shadows. Nathan's footsteps crunched on gravel as he approached. A figure stood near an old train car waiting. Elias. You came, Elias said, not surprised. Nathan crossed his arms. I don't like being followed. Elias smirked. You think I'm following you? Nathan didn't answer. Elias reached into his coat and pulled out another envelope. This is for you, he said, holding it out. Nathan hesitated before taking it. He opened it slowly, his breath catching. Inside was $5,000 in cash. What the hell is this? A job offer, Elias said. No questions asked. Nathan clenched the envelope. I don't do dirty work anymore. Elias chuckled. Who said anything about dirty work? Nathan narrowed his eyes. Then what do you want from me? Elias's smile faded. Something only you can do. Nathan's pulse quickened. He had been right. This wasn't about charity. It was about something much, much bigger. Nathan stared at the stack of cash in his hands. $5,000. More money than he had seen in years. But nothing came without a price. I'm not interested, Nathan said, shoving the envelope back at Elias. Elias didn't take it. You should be. Nathan turned to leave, but Elias's voice stopped him cold. You owe a debt, Nathan. Nathan stiffened. His past was buried. No one should have known. What did you just say? He asked, voice low. Elias stepped forward. You think the past forgets? His voice was calm but sharp, like a blade sliding into place. You ran, but you didn't erase. Nathan's breath came short. He had worked hard to disappear. But if Elias knew, who else did? I don't know what you're talking about, Nathan lied. Elias smirked. You're a terrible liar. Nathan clenched his fists. Who are you? Elias took a step closer. Let's just say we have a mutual acquaintance. Nathan's blood ran cold. Who? Elias's eyes darkened. Vincent Morello. Nathan's stomach dropped. The name he had spent years trying to forget. Vincent Morello wasn't just anyone. He was the reason Nathan had fled his old life. A crime boss with a long memory and no mercy. If Elias knew about Vincent, that meant one thing. Nathan was in danger. Nathan grabbed Elias by the collar. If Vincent sent you, just get it over with. Elias didn't flinch. I don't work for Vincent. Nathan hesitated. Then why are you here? Elias exhaled. Because Vincent isn't looking to kill you. He's looking to find you. Nathan let go, taking a step back. Why? Elias reached into his pocket and pulled out a small folded paper. He handed it to Nathan. Nathan unfolded it. A photo of a woman and a child. Nathan's throat tightened. He hadn't seen her in years. Emily, and the little boy in her arms, he had never seen before. He looked up at Elias. Where did you get this? Elias's expression softened. She's in trouble, Nathan. Nathan's chest ached. He had walked away from Emily to keep her safe. And now, what do you want from me? He asked. Elias's answer was simple. Save her. Nathan felt trapped. He had promised himself he would never go back. But Emily, she was the only person who had ever seen the good in him. And the boy was he? Nathan swallowed hard. Where is she? Elias handed him another slip of paper. An address. You don't have much time. Nathan stood outside the rundown apartment building, heart hammering. He shouldn't be here. But he had no choice. He climbed the stairs, each step heavier than the last. Then he knocked. The door opened. And there she was. Emily. Emily's eyes widened. Nathan? For a moment, they just stared at each other. Then behind her, the little boy peeked out. Nathan's breath caught. He had Emily's eyes. Nathan's hands clenched at his sides. He didn't need to ask. He already knew. The boy was his. Emily grabbed Nathan's arm, pulling him inside. You shouldn't be here, she whispered. Nathan's jaw tightened. Neither should you. Emily's hands trembled. They found me, Nathan. Vincent's men. They came asking about you. Nathan cursed under his breath. This was worse than he thought. Emily shook her head. I told them I didn't know where you were. Nathan's stomach twisted. And? Her voice broke. They didn't believe me. Nathan clenched his fists. He had spent years hiding. But now, running wasn't an option. It was time to fight back. Nathan's mind raced. He had spent years avoiding Vincent Morello's reach. But now, Emily and his son were in danger because of him. There was no running anymore. We need to get you both out of here, he said firmly. Emily shook her head. I tried. They're watching me, Nathan. If I disappear, they'll know something's wrong. Nathan exhaled sharply. Then we need to make them look the other way. Elias had warned him that time was running out. Now Nathan knew he was already too late. Vincent's men weren't just watching. They were coming. Nathan moved to the window and pulled the curtain back slightly. A black car sat at the curb. It had been there the whole time. He wasn't the only one watching. They're already here, he murmured. Emily went pale. Nathan turned to her. Pack what you need. Now. She hesitated. Nathan, we can't just. His voice hardened. We don't have a choice. Nathan pulled out his phone and dialed the only number he could think of. Elias picked up on the first ring. They're here. Silence. Then Elias spoke. You need to move. Now. We need a way out, Nathan said. Elias's voice was calm, but urgent. Meet me at the old train yard in 20 minutes. Nathan nodded. We'll be there. Emily grabbed a small bag and scooped up the boy. What's his name? Nathan asked, his voice quieter. Emily's eyes softened. Liam. Nathan's chest tightened. He swallowed hard. Let's go. They slipped out the back door, staying low. But as they reached the alley, Nathan heard it. A car door slamming. They'd been spotted. Go. Nathan hissed, pushing Emily forward. Footsteps pounded behind them. Nathan turned, fists clenched, ready to fight. But then, a gunshot. Emily gasped, stumbling. Nathan's heart stopped. Emily wasn't hit, but the warning shot was enough. Nathan grabbed her hand and ran. He didn't look back. They had one chance. The train yard. The train yard was empty, except for a single car parked near the abandoned tracks. Elias. He stepped out, opening the passenger door. Get in. Nathan shoved Emily and Liam inside. Then he turned to Elias. Tell me the truth. Elias's expression darkened. You already know the truth. Nathan exhaled sharply. Why is Vincent after me? Elias leaned against the car. It's not about revenge, Nathan. Nathan frowned. Then what? Elias looked at Emily, then Liam. Vincent wants your son. Nathan's blood ran cold. That's impossible, he said. Elias's expression didn't change. Vincent doesn't think so. Emily clutched Liam tightly. Why would he? Elias hesitated. Because Vincent believes your son is his. Nathan felt the world tilt. That's a lie, he growled. Elias shook his head. Vincent doesn't know that. He thinks Emily ran away from him carrying his child. Nathan turned to Emily. She was shaking. He's wrong, she whispered. Liam is yours. Nathan's fists clenched. Then he looked at Elias. Then we need to make sure he never finds out the truth. Elias exhaled. There's only one way. Nathan's jaw tightened. Tell me. Elias met his eyes. You have to face Vincent. Nathan knew Elias was right. Vincent wouldn't stop hunting them. The only way out was through. I'll do it, Nathan said. Emily grabbed his arm. Nathan, no. He looked at her, voice steady. I won't let him take our son. Nathan pulled out his phone. He dialed the number he never thought he'd call again. The line clicked. Then a voice. Low. Dangerous. I was wondering when you'd call, Nathan. Vincent Morello. Nathan forced his voice to stay even. You want me? Let's settle this. Vincent chuckled. Brave words for a dead man. Nathan swallowed. We meet. Just you and me. A pause. Then Vincent's voice turned amused. Very well. Let's end this. The abandoned warehouse loomed in front of Nathan. Elias had tried to talk him out of it. Emily had begged him not to go. But Nathan knew this was the only way. He stepped inside. And there, in the shadows, Vincent Morello waited. Smirking. Nathan didn't wait. If you want me, take me. But leave Emily and Liam out of this. Vincent tilted his head. And why would I do that? Nathan's heart pounded. Because I have something you want. Vincent's eyes narrowed. You're bluffing. Nathan kept his voice steady. I know the truth. Vincent's smirk faded. Nathan stepped forward. You think Liam is yours? He said. He's not. Vincent's expression darkened. Lies. Nathan's pulse thundered. He was gambling everything. Nathan pulled out a small envelope and tossed it at Vincent's feet. DNA test, he said. I had it done. Vincent didn't move. Nathan's voice dropped. He's not your son. Vincent's jaw tightened. Then, he smiled. Nathan froze. Vincent wasn't angry. He was amused. You really think I cared about the kid? Vincent chuckled. Nathan's blood ran cold. Vincent stepped forward. I never wanted the boy, he said. I wanted you. Nathan's breath caught. Vincent smiled. You owe me, Nathan. Nathan's mind spun. Elias had warned him. Vincent never forgets. And now, he was collecting. Vincent leaned in. You work for me again, Nathan. Nathan's fists clenched. And if I refuse? Vincent's smirk faded. Then Emily and Liam disappear. Nathan's heart pounded. If he said yes, he would lose himself. If he said no, he would lose them. There was only one way out. And it was a risk he had to take. Nathan exhaled. Then, he smiled. Vincent frowned. What are you? Nathan moved fast. A hidden blade. A single strike. Vincent's eyes widened. Then he fell. Nathan stood over Vincent's body. It was over. He turned and walked away. Outside, Emily and Liam waited. Nathan looked at them. Then he knew. For the first time in years. They were free. If this story kept you on the edge of your seat, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more gripping, suspenseful tales. What would you have done in Nathan's place? Leave a comment below, and let us know your thoughts. For more thrilling stories filled with mystery, danger, and unexpected twists, stay tuned. You won't want to miss what's coming next.